God is speaking, listen. The distance didn't break it. It revealed it. What you lost was never lost. It was reassigned to destiny. You think the silence means it's over. Heaven says the silence means it's sacred. This is not a breakup. This is a blueprint. When God joins two souls, geography collapses. Time bends. Silence becomes a teacher. You are not being ignored. You are being initiated. The ache you feel is not absence. It is alignment. It is heaven shifting you into position. Do not mourn the distance. Interpret it. Because what God seals, no man, no mistake, no mile can undo. Comment 77. Because those who still believe are the ones this message was written for. Distance has no power in the kingdom. Only purpose does. When heaven decrees a bond, the earth cannot divide it. You call it separation. God calls it strategy. When He hides you from each other, He is teaching both of you how to see Him first. You think the silence is empty. It's not. It's full of revelation waiting to be heard. Every unanswered prayer is a page in the prophecy. Every quiet night is sacred training. The law is clear. What is joined in spirit cannot be broken in flesh. Human love fades with distance. Divine connection grows stronger in it. You can block, delete, forget. Heaven doesn't. Your name and theirs are written side by side in the same decree of light. The test is not whether you can hold on. The test is whether you can trust while it looks gone. Because distance was never the enemy. Doubt was. So stand still. Let heaven finish what it started. Type I'm chosen. Because recognition is remembrance. The law remains. The seal stands. And the one who waits in faith will watch divine alignment unfold. Human bonds depend on touch. Divine covenants survive fire. Human love asks for proof. Divine love moves without permission. One fades when attention is gone. The other deepens in absence. Most people fall in love through need, but the chosen are bound by assignment. The first kind says, "Stay close so I can feel safe." The second says, "Go where God sends you and we will still remain." One dies when distance comes. The other is revealed by it. Human connections are maintained. Divine covenants are ordained. When you love by emotion, you cling. When you love by spirit, you release. That's why God allowed the silence. He is separating attachment from covenant. Attachment feeds the ego. Covenant feeds the soul. You must know which one you've been living in. Because when heaven sends a bond, it is never based on comfort. It is based on purpose. He does not unite two people to escape loneliness. He unites them to fulfill prophecy. So stop asking, why did they leave? Start asking, what is God building through the leaving? Distance didn't destroy the connection. It purified it. It removed everything that wasn't eternal. When the noise fades, covenant speaks. When the hands let go, purpose takes over. You are not losing love. You are discovering its true form. The fire is not your punishment. It's your proving ground. Distance is the furnace that separates gold from glitter. When God tests a bond, He does not ask if it feels good. He asks if it's real. Every chosen one must walk through the burning. Every divine union must be purified in heat. When you cry, it's too hard. He whispers, it's supposed to be. Because the fire reveals what surface love hides. It exposes impatience. It consumes control. It burns away illusion. And what survives is unbreakable. When you feel like you're melting, you're not losing yourself. You're shedding what cannot enter destiny with you. The fire doesn't destroy, it refines. You wanted comfort. Heaven wanted clarity. That's why everything shook. That's why nothing feels the same. Because the ashes of who you were are the soil of who you're becoming. When gold glows, it's closest to breaking. When you glow, you're closest to becoming. Do not fear the flames. They are evidence of selection. Only the chosen are tempered. Only the destined are refined. If you're still standing, you've already passed the test most never survive. Say it out loud. I'm not burning down, I'm burning pure. You think silence means nothing. It doesn't. It means everything. Silence is God's private language. Only those tuned by pain can hear it. You keep checking your phone. Heaven keeps checking your heart. Every night you replay what they said. Heaven replays what you became. Silence doesn't mean God forgot. It means He's speaking beyond noise. When the connection goes quiet, something higher is transmitting. You can't hear it with ears. You feel it in your bones. A thought of them flashes across your mind. At the same moment, they think of you. That's not coincidence. That's covenant frequency. It hums below conversation. It moves beneath time zones. It lives where words die. You are still connected, not by texts or touches, but by purpose. Heaven doesn't need Wi-Fi. It uses spirit. So when you wake at 3 a.m. with their name burning inside you, that's not longing. That's alignment. You are hearing what angels already know, that the separation is only surface. Silence is the bridge between endings and beginnings. Listen differently. Feel deeply. Because those who can hear God in silence will never mistake quiet for abandonment. Repeat this in your heart. The silence is not empty, it's sacred. Heaven's forge is hidden. It works in fire, shadow, and waiting. You are not being delayed. You are being shaped. Every unanswered prayer is the hammer striking destiny into form. Every closed door is the anvil teaching you endurance. The forge is not cruel. It is precise. God is tempering you like steel, removing brittleness, building resilience. He's doing the same to them. Two pieces of iron, refined in separate flames, so that when they meet, they sharpen, not shadow. Iron that hasn't been tempered breaks. So the distance is mercy. The waiting is grace. The fire is proof of purpose. You are being prepared to hold what you once could only dream of. Don't rush the process. Rushing ruins refinement. Stay in the forge until you glow with understanding, until your faith doesn't flicker when silence comes. Because when heaven calls both pieces finished, they will fit together without friction. And when you finally meet again, you will not need to explain. Your spirits will recognize each other as sparks born from the same flame. Say it with faith. The forge is not my end, it's my making. Heaven never rushes. It never forgets. It fulfills. You are living inside a prophecy that has a clock you cannot see. The delay is not a denial. It is calibration. It is the alignment of thousands of unseen details. When you beg for speed, God answers with precision. Every prophecy has its appointed hour. Until that hour strikes, heaven stays silent, not because it's ignoring you, but because it's synchronizing destiny. You want the door to open now, but if it opened today, you would enter unprepared. So he slows the time. He hides the outcome. He protects the prophecy from your impatience. The waiting is sacred. The waiting is strategy. Look at your life. The missed calls, the unfinished plans, the connections that never took shape. All of it is choreography. You are not late. You are being positioned for a moment only heaven knows. Like Esther before her king, you are being perfumed with purpose. You are being refined for revelation. The crown does not come before the preparation. The union does not come before the transformation. When God says now, everything you lost will move toward you at once. But until then, the silence is his stopwatch. The waiting is his promise disguised as time. Say this: God's delay is not disinterest, it's design. Because the prophecy will speak. It always does. And when it speaks, the timing will make sense. When chosen souls reunite, it does not feel like meeting. It feels like remembering. The air shifts. Time slows. The spirit recognizes what the eyes forgot. You will not need to explain your absence. Heaven already did. Every tear you cried was a message delivered. Every prayer you whispered was fuel for the reunion. The one who was refined in fire will stand before you changed, not improved, transformed. And you will be the same, no longer desperate, no longer afraid, but steady, whole, aware. The reunion is not romance. It is revelation. It's heaven saying, "This is what I was building while you were breaking." You will see why the distance had to happen, why silence was protection, why waiting was love in disguise. The chosen always return to alignment. You will not chase. You will not beg. You will simply know. Because divine recognition doesn't require introduction. It speaks through peace. It manifests through purpose. When they look at you, they won't see the old you. They will see what God completed. And when you speak, your words will not be small talk. They will be prophecy fulfilled. The reunion is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of your joint mission. So when the moment comes, don't ask, "Where have you been?" Say, "Now I understand." Because heaven always reunites what it refines. This was never just about emotion. It was about evolution. God doesn't unite souls for comfort. He unites them for calling. Human love seeks completion. Divine love creates multiplication. You were never meant to just find each other. You were meant to awaken together. Your bond carries a blueprint. It's not a romance story. It's a kingdom strategy. When two chosen ones stand in alignment, they shift atmospheres. They alter timelines. They restore balance where chaos ruled. That is why the separation was violent. Because the union is powerful. The enemy fights what heaven favors. He tries to confuse love into dependency, turn purpose into pain. But now you know better. Now you see the pattern. The ache was education. The delay was instruction. Your love was never just for you. It was for what you're called to birth. When you reunite, your union will heal others. Your story will awaken faith in the silent watchers. Your obedience will echo beyond generations. This is covenant, not comfort. This is legacy, not lust. You were never simply lovers. You were co-builders of prophecy. So prepare yourself, not to possess, but to partner. Because love without purpose fades, but purpose-born love becomes eternal. Take a deep breath. You've walked through fire, through silence, through waiting, and you're still here. That means the covenant still stands. Distance didn't defeat you. It defined you. It proved that what was written cannot be erased. The seal of God remains, unbroken, untouched, undeniable. Heaven does not seal what it plans to forget. It seals what it plans to finish. You are still chosen. You are still marked. You are still part of the decree. Every delay was design. Every distance was direction. Every silence was strategy. Now you understand the truth. You were never separated. You were sanctified. The reunion is coming. The timing is perfect. The prophecy is alive. What God joined still breathes. What God sealed still stands. So lift your head. Dry your tears. You were never waiting alone. Heaven was waiting with you. And when the appointed hour strikes, you will see the promise walk back into view. Stronger, refined, destined. Because what began in heaven always ends in glory. Comment Amen if this word found you. Then share it. Let the echo spread. The prophecy is moving again. The seal of God remains. And the distance was never the end.